Live, brothers.
We live, health and nutrition.
Sir.
Let's get it. So T'Challa approached me and asked me, hey, let's do a show, man. Let's do a show on health. Let's do a show on nutrition. So that's why we're here today. We got some brothers from the Kofi Pie research team on the panel today. Others can join too. We just ask that you do 20 push-ups. Now I just been pressing that because T'Challa like health. I like health. Pretty sure most of the brothers on the panel like health, and a lot of the people in the chat like health. So we just wanted to do a show on it just to keep people aware what's going on and how we doing in our journey and things of that nature. A lot of people, they admire it, they want to do it. It's just all about the effort. So, you put the effort in, you get the results. And then, me and T'Challa was having a conversation the other day, and we basically was boiling it down to, it starts in the kitchen. So I'm not going to brag about myself too much, but I am a self-proclaimed chef in my own right, So, I'm big on nutrition, and I believe that you have to know your body. So you have to know your body to pick which diet is right for you. And there are many types of diets out there, and we're going to get into some of those diets that's out there. But, everybody's body is not the same. Everybody don't respond to the same chemical changes when you switch your diet, you switch your environment, you switch your intake, your sleep, all that stuff. Everybody reacts a little bit different. So we're not on here to tell you to do what we're doing. We're on here to tell you to do what your body is telling you to do. This ain't no pseudo material either. Your body can tell you what's right, what's wrong. If it liked that food, if it didn't like that food, because you're going to be in the bathroom if it was too hot for you. You know what I'm saying? So, we just on here to just put out some options, what we think you should do. And then, you like we always say, as I learn, we all learn. So as I learn a diet or something that worked for me, we're going to put it out there, and it may work for you. It may not work for you. Just because it didn't work for you don't mean it's not going to work for somebody else. So, that's just an introduction to the show, and I want to let some of the brothers on the panel introduce themselves. So, Shawn, we'll start with you.
ATM Hotel, Rennie Shawn. Welcome to Peace and Name of Shawn. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. Make sure you got the Spears of the Mossi. It's going down, man. From Spears to Pen. Make sure you get that too. We booked up. We still working. Now we talking about health and nutrition. So let's do our thing, man. Make sure you're ready to rock and roll with us, and enjoy the build.
All right, peace, family. Say la Iyanu. Welcome to the Kofi Pie TV. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate all those who will see this in the archives. I'm here building with my brothers about health and nutrition. So everybody make sure you take out a pen and pad, take notes. I'm pretty sure some good and valuable information will be given today.
Facts. Peace, everybody. Just finishing up a little meal myself. Shawn was on here smashing before we went live and made me hungry, so had to fix me something to eat, and we definitely gonna get into it. Like Setepenre said, I mean, one of the things I like about Kofi Pie research team is how we all, we all got our own lane, and some of our lanes actually we share them. When it comes to health and fitness, I have a strong background in that. I don't think that I'm the best fighter, the strongest. I don't get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? I know what I've done in my lifetime. I know what I do now, and I know what my goals are for the future. And number one, as Setepenre said, coming from a former professional personal trainer, I take my clients to the kitchen every single time. Before we do any exercise, I want to know, what did you have within the last 24 hours before you saw me? And And a lot of the times it don't be a good answer. You know what I'm saying? Like people, they'll have a trainer and they write out something, the trainer write out something for them and they don't follow it, you know, and then they want to come back and complain about not getting the results that they, you know, that they paying for. If anybody's into the health and fitness industry, they know that, you know what I'm saying, your body is really made when you rest and when you feeding it. What you do in the gym and what you do when you work out, you stimulate growth. You tearing your muscles down, you tearing those cells apart. What you do in the kitchen, you refuel. So that's why it's important to get you a some sort of immediate source of protein after you eat. Hopefully within the first 30 minutes after you eat. If you can't do a protein shake, you got a bar, some protein cookies, anything. And when you rest, that's when you repair yourself. That's when your body grows. Your body don't grow in the gym. You stimulate growth when you work out, but your body is not growing when you're working out. Your body is being stimulated to grow. The way the body repairs itself is when you're sleeping and resting. Um, so yeah, with that said, I'll let Setep go and take us forward.
Yeah, man, I like how you put that, because how your muscles grow is how much sleep you had. And I'll just give y'all a prime example. So I started working out at 6 in the morning. You know, I got this mentality in my head that these are the great hours. So these are what I call the great hours, the championship hours. So all the athletes that I look up to, Kobe, Michael Jordan, you know, LeBron, these are just football players, but these are basketball players, but I got football players as well, you know, Jerry Rice, you know what I'm saying, LaDainian Tomlinson, one of my favorite running backs. You know, all these people, they got up early in the morning and got their workouts in, man. They woke up so early and they would get their workout in, and then they would have time for another workout. You know, we call these two-a-days. And for anybody who's ever played sports, you know, two-a-days are grueling. But, you know, if you space them out and you got the time and opportunity, you know, you space those workouts out and you get the proper rest. So it's all about rest. So if you space these workouts out, you space your meals out, and you get the proper rest, you'll see gains. Gains are what we call muscle growth. And you only get these gains by adequate sleep, you know. And so my example that I was going to was, I was in the gym and I've been working out at 6 in the morning, but I hadn't been getting the proper sleep. So I was on my third day of waking up at 6 in the morning and I was kind of drained. So my workout that third day wasn't as strong as my workout the first 2 days. And I knew why. It was because I was staying up till like maybe midnight, you know, just thinking or whatever. You know, everybody has their life issues and things that's going on within their own circle. So, you know, I was in the gym and I was working out and I was like, man, I'm getting tired. You know, I usually work out for a full hour, but I was only about 40 minutes in. And I was like, man, and I usually go on empty too. And you know, that's another thing is like, you know, if you're working out that early, I like to go on empty. That's what the greats say. You know, you go in there, you don't eat no meal, you burn as many calories as you can, you know, and then you go home and you take in. So, you know, but if you're not getting the proper amount of sleep, it just don't work. Your body is not going to respond to it. And that's what happened to me. So I've only been doing this, what I call the great hour workout, is probably about 2 weeks, you know, and I noticed on that third day that, you know, I'm kind of, you know, my workout isn't as strong. So I'm still adjusting. I'm still learning as well. It's all a process, you know. One thing that works for somebody isn't going to work for anybody. I'm not saying that this is going to work for me, but I'm going to try it out, you know, because these are when all the people that are great in professional sports, you know, they all got up early in the morning and they worked out. So, you know, I got this mentality right now and I'm trying to test it out. Is it working for me? We'll see. You know, I got the full day ahead of me. After my workouts, you know, I clock into work, do what I got to do, and then I got the full day ahead of me. I don't got to worry about, oh, man, I got to get this workout in, because when you're consistent with this, it becomes a lifestyle, and then it's like, okay, it's just like you going at, it's just like you got to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, I got to eat. My stomach hungry. Your muscles is talking to you. And T'Challa, I know you going to attest to this. It's like, man, we got to go to the gym, yo. Like, we got to burn some of this energy. We got to burn some of this steam. We got to get some gains. We got to get this sweat in, you know, so your muscles start talking to you. And, you know, it's different for everybody. Like, you know, some people like their evening workout. Some people like the lunch workout. So your body is going to talk to you. You go ahead and chime in, T'Challa.
Facts. And you know, one of the things I like about life is that saying that we keep saying, as I learn, we all learn, is so true. Because I follow so many athletes from so many different backgrounds, from football, basketball, baseball, boxing, MMA, you name it. And one of my favorite things about it is everything Sutekh just said. I've had arguments with people of the exact opposite in terms of when to eat. If it's cool to, if you're working out early, don't eat nothing. I've heard, like, when I do abs, I don't eat in the morning if I'm going to wake up and do abs. I definitely like to train abs on an empty stomach. I mean, that should be kind of like a rhetorical thing if you just think about it. You're going to work your abdominals. If you got a full stomach and you try to get down and do some sit-ups, you're probably going to lose your lunch, bro.
You gonna lose it. You gonna lose it.
You know, and then by that same token, even getting up in the mornings, and I don't, you know, due to the pandemic, I work out pretty much whenever I want to throughout the day because I'm pretty much at home. And so, like Sutekh said, like sometimes I might work out in the afternoon and maybe I might be on a fast earlier that day. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. A fast, which we're not going to go into that on this show, but a fast is something important that I used to tell my clients to do anyway. You can fast from many things.
We could touch on it. Okay,
well, all right, so cool. When I talk about fasting, I mean, that's what a diet is, essentially.
Right.
You know, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you because, like, when people, and it's crazy you say when you break your fast, like whenever, well, you didn't say break the fast when you fast. So like I was thinking this morning, I was, you know, making my breakfast, and I hadn't ate anything since about 4 p.m. the next day, and I was like, man, I'm about to break my fast. Like I was literally making breakfast, thinking about, yeah, I'm about to break my fast, and it just hit me like, yeah, that's where this word come from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yeah, man. Whenever you fasting, it's whatever diet you're on. You know, you can be on an intermittent diet to where you don't eat anything until noon, and then after noon you eat from 1 to 8, and then after 8 p.m. at night you don't eat anything. You know, or you can be on a 1 meal a day diet. You know, it's all different types of fasts that you can be on. Just like T'Challa said, we're gonna tie these together because, you know, it's different for everybody.
Facts. And yeah, like I said, I used to, you know, even now to this day, it's funny when you get out of being a personal trainer, everybody want you as their personal trainer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, hey, come train me, this and that. And I'm looking like, well, where was you when I was working for Export Fitness? You know what I'm saying? Where was you when I was out here 17-hour days, putting it in, trying to get it? Like, and it's crazy because fasting is something that, again, people tie everything, especially here in America, to this Abrahamic paradigm where, you know, and again, I've had to fire clients like, yo, you're going to sit here and tell me that you're not fasting because you're not a Christian and you're trying to criticize me. And at the time, I'm not a Christian either. So what I'm telling you is, like Sutekh said, the word, getting into language, one of my other lanes in etymology, you want to talk about what you have for breakfast and what you like to eat for breaking your fast, because that's what the word comes from is usually at least 8 hours from the last time you had your meal from the night before. So you gotta, you know, for one thing, you gotta be open-minded when it comes to life. And that's what I kind of opened up my little chime in this segment, because like I said, I've heard everything that Setepenre touched on. I've had people tell me the exact opposite. But what I've learned is your body is going to tell you pretty much what's working for it when it comes to health and fitness.
That's what it boils down to, bro. Your body is going to tell you.
Right.
Because if you're not supposed to eat beef, your body is going to let you know. If you're not supposed to eat seafood, shellfish, your body is going to let you know with a reaction. For every action, there's an equal to opposite reaction.
Facts. I mean, we was just building on how I asked you about protein powder, and you was like, "Nah, I can't do that because of the lactose situation." Like that's, and Setepenre ain't the only one in my life that I came across with that issue. Like being a trainer, you got to understand all of that. Like we had actually a pretty good build before as we usually do, before we went live. Like if I was to train, if Setepenre was to hire me as a trainer, right? And like I asked him, because that's one of the first things I asked, because before I get into anything, I want to know what you're already putting in your body. Because it ain't that you just eating 100% garbage all the time. Otherwise, you'd be dead. That's just a fact. Like, you're not eating 100% garbage. There's some type of nutritional value to something you're putting in your mouth, even if it's only like an 80-20 ratio or 90-10. There's some type of good nutrition that you're getting. Otherwise, the body wouldn't be able to survive. Like, that's just common sense. Now, if I was to train Setepenre and I asked him about protein intake, say we, sitting down for a consultation, and I asked him, I straight up asked him if he do any of the protein powders that's out here. And he said no, and went and got a couple things he got from his pantry and showed me what he's taking in his body. Me being familiar with Setepenre, I'm already seeing how his energy levels are, how he functions. He was just on camera doing a good, 20-something push-ups. So I know he's able to move. Shawn was over there giving us 30. We ain't gonna get into the little debate they had, but anyway.
Yeah, Shawn an overachiever, man. He punched out 30 on me, man. I'm upset about that.
Yeah, man. It's an important thing to understand and to care about the person that you're dealing with when it comes to health and fitness, not just your body, but like even if one of these brothers on the panel was my workout partner, I'm concerned about what they're putting in their body because maybe I might want to try one of the products that they have. You know what I'm saying? And because as I learn, we all learn. So what? I box. So what? I have a martial arts background. So what? I've been a, personal trainer. So what that I come from Chi-Town where we have no, what to give to anybody. We don't care about nothing over here, yo. So it's the type of thing where just because you got them, that don't mean that somebody else don't have something that you could benefit from, or they might have your ticket on whatever level that means.
Right.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Man, I'm sitting here yelling. Why y'all didn't tell me my mic was open?
It just opened up.
Oh, okay, cool. So y'all ain't. Nah, I seen my name on the YouTube. I was like, "What's my name doing?" And I ain't open the mic. But nah, man. Yeah, that's real. I think I began becoming like health conscious like earlier on. I started trying to pay attention to what I was eating and then at the time I was like 195, 196, but I had torn both my ACLs at that point. And I was like, maybe it's the weight, because when I was a lot lighter, man, I was not putting that much weight on these knees, and I was able to bend, cut, do all the things that I was doing football-wise. So I just started paying attention to that. Then just recently, COVID really just made me a little bit lazy because I've been in the house all day, all the time. But now you got to make a more of a conscious effort to get yourself out of the house. You know what I mean? Get back into running and jogging, do your little light push-ups here and there, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. I never really been an upper body type of guy. I always been legs, you know what I'm saying? Just growing up, climbing trees, jumping fences, running from people. They got badges, stuff like that, you know what I mean? So that was kind of my thing, but yeah, man, I'm rocking with this. I'm gonna be quiet, mute out.
Nah, that's a good point you make, Shawn. Was that Sutekh?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on something he just said. And Zion said something in the chat too. He said this couldn't have came at a better time because his diet is getting thrown off this season. So I wanted to ask if it's some good workouts, you know, a little easy at home workouts or something people can do to kind of, you know, sustain themselves. Because, you know, some people might not want to go back to the gym right now, you know, with all this shit going on. So, you know, something they could do at home to make sure they stay straight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're doing in-home workouts, like Shawn was saying, you can do push-ups in-house. You know, you can get out and see. What I would recommend for beginners is set a time limit. You know, set a time limit, 30 minutes. This is what I'm going to commit to for the day, 30 minutes out of 24 hours. You know, you want to commit 8 to sleep, but you ain't going to get 8. You might get 6 or 7. So 30 minutes out of that, commit to activity. So when you commit that 30 minutes, that's the first thing. And then you say what you're going to do with this 30 minutes. So if you commit 5 days, 30 minutes apiece, you can switch it up. You can say, okay, for this 30 minutes, I'm going to do push-ups. I'm going to do jumping jacks. I'm going to jump rope. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that you don't got to lift weights for. They call calisthenics. And you can buy a pull-up bar and put it in your house. T'Challa had one. I had one. You know, you can put these in the house and then hang on the trim of your door if you got the right space for it. So you can do body squats. You can sit in the house and do body squats. You know, and you set your limits. You know, you say, okay, I'm just starting out. I'm gonna do five reps, 3 sets. So you know, you squat 5 times and you do it 3 times. So you do 3 sets of the 5. So these are all little workouts that you can do in home just to, you know, get kind of right. But like we were saying, you know, it start in the kitchen. And, you know, I don't really count calories, but I'm conscious of calories. So I'll know like my intake. I won't like look at the back of what I'm eating and say, okay, I'm jotting this down, which maybe I should. It worked for some people. I just ain't got like that time to be doing all that. So like, I'll know what I'm putting in my body. And then you say, okay, I want to get 2,000 calories a day. You know, the daily average is 2,500 for a male, 2,000 for a female. And, you know, if you go to McDonald's and you get you a Big Mac meal, that's probably about 1,200 calories. So you're already halfway there. So, you know, you got to make smart choices when you're doing that type of diet. You know, if you just, okay, I want to get 2,000 or 2,500, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat fruits. You got to eat vegetables. And, yeah, we're gonna go into different. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and go into it now. I'm gonna just share my screen and show y'all different types of diets. And some of these I actually want to try. So let's see. Types of can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So types of diets. This article right here states people diet for all types of reasons, as there are no shortage of reasons for wanting to live a healthier life, which is true. There are also a wide variety of options when it comes to selecting a diet that might work for you. That's why I was stressing earlier, like it might work for you. It's not 100% thing that is going to work for you because everybody's chemical structure is different. Here's a closer look at some of the different types of diets that people are using all around the world. The paleo diet, I'm familiar with. I've never tried it. I never tried the paleo diet, but this is one where you eat natural food. So let me go ahead and read some of this. This is a natural way of eating, one of the most abundance, all intake of sugar. The only sugar in paleo diet comes from fruit. And this is a big thing. Like, this is a reason why people are obese. It's 2 reasons why, but this is one of them. Sugar and carbs. What would you say to that, T'Challa?
Most definitely sugar and what you said with the carbohydrates. A lot of their carbs have a high sodium per per gram as well. So that means that if you got too much sugar in your body, and sodium holds water. You know, so that's why you're gonna be obese. But go ahead.
Yeah. The only sugar in a paleo diet comes from fruit, which is good. However, abandoning sugar is not the only stimulant. Processed foods, grains are also eliminated from the paleo diet. So processed foods, you can't eat no grains because a paleo diet, like that's early human. That's before people knew what to do with wheat and grains. So they didn't know how to make bread in paleo times. You know, they didn't know
Real,
how.
real, real quick, bro. Not to cut your bill, but
Oh, go ahead.
that word,
Go ahead.
that process word, I'm definitely going to talk about that when you get
Yeah.
done with sharing, because people talk about not eating processed foods and being healthy. But as you're going on with this, I'm gonna let you continue. But I definitely I'm gonna speak on that process word, because, like you said, if you eating grains, you eating processed foods, bro. Just want to say,
Yeah, go ahead, going into it because I was getting ready to, but go ahead and break it down.
okay. So real quick, okay, you got if you like you said, you eating bread, and when we dealing with a paleo diet, like you said, it's kind of on par with when I go ahead and share mine. I'm going to talk about the Homo sapiens sapien, which is what we are, right? I don't care if people don't like the scientific terms. We speak in English. I hate English, but that's the language that I have to communicate with my brothers and the rest of you, because that's the language that we speak in this country. So we're not going to get that technical over terms like that, right? You're dealing with a Homo sapiens sapien, which is what you are. If you're listening to this, you're Homo sapiens sapien because you understand what I'm saying. Okay. So that means that you come from a lineage of your ancestors eating whatever that was in sight that they deemed edible, that they tried to deem edible. Brother Ankh, Saber Wujao, and so many others have talked about this. So many of us have died and didn't even make it. I'm talking about early paleo diet, early humans. Like, we didn't make it because we were experimenting with what they say, fruits and nuts and vegetables and things. Building on that before we went live, if you're eating vegetables, you're eating raw vegetables when it comes to the paleo diet in early humans.
You're not cooking them. You're not cooking them. Ain't no vegetables going on no fire in paleo times.
In fact, what did we really start Homo sapiens sapien the way we developed? Why did we even start using? What was we doing with fire, bro? What was we cooking with fire?
Meats.
Huh.
And
so
eating cooked meats help the part of, I think, the frontal lobe or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something I heard.
Exactly. So the reason why our cognitive abilities are what they are is because of the nutrients that's, Brother Ankh speaks on this, that is made available within the food due to the cooking of the meat. You open up and it's almost like a game where you unlock the next level and next level of abilities for your character. And that's how I look at life, honestly. I'm a big game head, and the way they make video games is after real life. So you can definitely correlate life to video games because that's how they make them, movies and all. But staying on topic, you're not cooking you're not cooking vegetables at this time. You're just not. And nowadays, if you're eating vegetables, guess what? You're eating processed food. I could name a couple vegetables right now that if you was to tell me you don't want no GMO, which is genetically modified organism, then you need to stop eating food altogether. Why? Because for you vegetarians, and I'm not hating on you, I don't care what diet you're using right now, but if you're going to preach to me about not eating meat, yes, you should cut back on meat these days because the quality. But if that was the case, you can cut back on vegetables too, because you don't know what's being sprayed on the vegetables.
Right. And if you grow vegetables, you know it's hard to keep them bugs off of it. Depending on your climate zone, it's hard to keep certain bugs off your vegetables. and you can do the method. I forget the exact termination for the method, but it's like, you know, where you cross. I think it's called cross growth or cross pollination, where you grow tomatoes, then you stick a pepper plant next to it. You know, you stick lavender out there to keep the bugs away. You stick garlic out there to keep the bugs away. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And speaking of specific vegetables, like another thing y'all don't know about Setepenre, not to put all his business out there, but he you know what I'm saying, he get down. That's why he's a good cook, is because he actually grows some of his own food. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very important thing. So when it comes to broccoli, don't talk to me about not having GMOs in your body if you come to me with a bowl full of broccoli before we work out. You know what I'm saying? For one, I'm gonna try to get a can of air freshener because you finna be stanking up my gym. and two, if you really just look up how many vegetables are not necessarily quote unquote organic or occur naturally in the wild, you'd be surprised at how many GMOs you have to consume that are considered what you deem healthy.
Fruits too.
Well, go ahead, bro. What's that, Sutekh?
Yeah, I just said fruits too. A lot of
Right.
fruits too have been genetically modified and don't grow in the wild naturally.
I mean, I'm just gonna speak the watermelon.
Yep.
Seedless watermelon.
Lemon.
Yeah, that's. Although I do like the seedless watermelon, though, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, man, because I grew up eating a lot of melons, and y'all know I eat my melons. I keep a bag of them on deck. The brothers,
hey, man, I couldn't respect you as a man if you ain't like melons. Just saying.
Man, the brothers, y'all know I keep a bag of watermelon and cantaloupe. But man, growing up eating them bad boys, you know, my grandma used to get them and cut them up. Them bad boys had seeds in them, man, in the early 90s. These watermelon now, man, they ain't got no seeds in them, man. And I know what it is, but it's like, man, I like not having to deal with the seeds. But I mean, it's a convenience issue, and you know, man, it's organic is the best way. Organic is the best way. But let me finish this. I like how you broke down on the processed foods, and although people like to eat they deli meat and all that, that's processed as well. So, you know, the deli meats is processed, and that hurt me to find that out. That, you know, if I want to eat a turkey sandwich, you know, it's processed. So, okay, let's go. Processed foods are grains, or processed food and grains are also eliminated from the paleo diet. The fewer number of carbohydrates in your system leads to decreased amount of glucose. Now, that's why I said carbohydrates are bad, because carbs turn to sugars. Carbs turns to sugars. Glucose is sugar. So your system will then begin to use fat as fuel. That's a good thing. And, you know, fat is, see, a lot of people sleep on fat. So I'm going to go to the Inuit people, the people of Alaska. They hunt the blubber whale, and they hunt that whale not only for its meat but for its blubber, because they need the fat, one, to sustain them, because you can't grow fruits or vegetables in that climate zone. So they eat meat and they eat fat. Without fat, you're gonna die. Okay, but fat is also a fuel, so they turn the fuel in, or they turn the soap in, or sorry. They turn the fat into soap. I'm getting ahead of myself. They turn the fat into soap. They turn the fat into fuel. You know, they soak a rag in it, and then they light that, you know, so they can see at night. So fat is definitely important in the diet. And a paleo diet, dairy is also eliminated, which I'm not mad about, like T'Challa said. So what can be eaten? Paleo diet consists of fish, fowl, vegetables, fruits, nuts, oils, sweet potato, eggs, and meat. So long as the meat is grass-fed and not grain-fed. That's important. That's very important, because these are all natural foods in the paleo diet. Fish, fowl is basically a bird. You know, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and you get your oils from the fats in the meat. Sweet potatoes and eggs. So yeah, man, that's just one diet. I haven't tried the paleo diet before. I would like to try the paleo diet. It's just an adjustment that I would have to make, but you know, right now I'm doing something different. But like I was saying in the very beginning, you know, all these diets aren't for everybody, and you know, you gotta try to find your right diet that's gonna fit your body type. But yeah, it's Charlie. You can go ahead and share your screen now. You still here, T'Challa?
You on mute?
You on mute, T'Challa? I'm looking in the chat right now. I see Lakeisha says she can't put spinach in her eggs anymore. You could definitely put spinach in your eggs. We want you to do that.
Man, my thing started tweaking. I tried to share it, but anyway, let's see. Let me try it again. All right. Is it on there?
Nah, not yet.
Yeah, I see a little man. Then I see your
Okay.
phone.
Y'all see my background?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Got my Nuncy the spider going on. You know, we red, black, and green all day over here. Okay. So I was talking about this word omnivore, right? Omnivore. See, and actually I pulled up omnivorous, but so it's the adjective, right? Of an animal or person feeding on food of both plant and animal origin. Says taking in or using whatever is available. That right there is very important. And they have an example, an omnivorous reader, which I definitely am one of those two. I'm an omnivore kind of all the way around the board with a lot of things. Not everything, but a lot of things. So the issue that I have with people with the different diets, like even some of my favorite athletes now turning vegan, and I know why they're doing that and pushing that. It's a health thing because of the most available meat, quality meat that people are actually able to get is not grass fed. And I hear you. Like I understand that, right? But one of the things we have a problem with here in the West and with Eurocentric thought is we have this dichotomy mind, where it's this versus that. And then we also are very much extremists when it comes to things. And that's a very unhealthy way of thinking, right? You do not want to be an extremist to the point where it leads to negative effects. For instance, clients used to come up and say, well, I'm a vegetarian, but now I'm going to go vegan because meat is just bad and you shouldn't be harming life. And you don't want to, they get on the quote unquote hippie mentality. Watch this. Are plants not living organisms, fellas?
I tell them that all the time, bro.
Yep. That's my main argument.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that I'm not, and it's not confirmation bias because I talk to fitness professionals, talk with athletes, and they say the same thing. I talk to scientists. I look it up, not just a dictionary real quick on the, Google search. I mean, I had to get a degree in this for personal training. So plants, right, we know they're living beings as well. They're not animated beings like we are, right? They're not animals, but they are living beings. Okay. In nature, every living being is trying to consume an energy source. It needs fuel. So plants photosynthesize, right? And we don't. Okay. So you're still taking a life when you decide that you're just going to be a vegetarian. And then you decide you're going to go vegan or whatever route you take. You're still taking a life. So that argument is flawed.
And my thing, just to add on to that, I don't want you to stop, but if you watch a plant and you watch it grow, it'll lean towards the sun. That shows intelligence to me. So if you saying that a tree or a plant, a tree, whatever, ain't alive and it can lean towards it leans towards sustenance because it's rooted in the ground, so it can't go far. It's not an animal. It can't it can't walk across the land and go find food. But like you said, it photosynthesizes and it turns the sunlight into sugars. So if I see this plant growing and it's leaning towards the sun, whichever way the sun, rising east, setting west, if I see that, that shows intelligence to me. And I'm like, this thing is alive, just like, if you're killing an animal, it's alive as well. So, the vegans and the vegetarian, not the I ain't gonna hate on the vegetarians, but because I know Shawn a vegetarian. But the vegans, they be hating, man. They hate so hard, man. I'm like, man, listen.
Right. And if you really I really get down with studying life and biology. I had to learn anatomy, not just for health and fitness, nutrition wise, but for martial arts. You got to know the different areas of the body that are weak, areas that can't be developed, so that if you get rocked in your dome, you know what I'm saying, it's real easy to get your nose broke in a bout because you cannot develop that cartilage right there. You got to understand life and all of the different aspects of that life. Plants and animals are about we kind of mirror each other. Plants have magnesium at their core. We tend to have iron at our core. Okay. But we all need the sun to live. Now, I want to kind of move to macro and micronutrients. All right. So I'm going to just read this. Yes, this is a Wikipedia, I pulled up. But if anybody wants to smoke, we can go ahead and debate of whatever information that Wikipedia has up here. This is common knowledge. This is basic stuff. So you can use Wikipedia for basic stuff, and this ain't no argument proving if Moses existed or not. All right. I just have to say that because I get people will attack you for anything these days on the internet because not everybody just a scholar when it comes to now that we're living in a pandemic. But anyway, micronutrients are essential elements required by organisms in varying quantities throughout life to orchestrate a range of psychological functions to maintain health. What does that mean? That means you need to eat in order to live. Point blank. You just have to do that. Plants are going to lean towards the sun, and we're going to lean towards those plants, and we're going to lean towards other animals that are food sources for us. That's what we're going to do.
What you got to say towards breatharians then?
Those are the ones that got confused and thought that they have magnesium at their core and they can photosynthesize, which is just not true. Because if you try to be a breatharian, I bet my last, you hear me? My last that you will not survive being a breatharian. For those that don't know, look it up. Okay. It says micronutrient requirements differ between organisms. For example, humans and other animals require numerous vitamins and dietary minerals, whereas plants require specific minerals. For human nutrition, micronutrient requirements are in amounts generally less than 100 milligrams per day, whereas macronutrients, which we're about to get into, are required in gram quantities daily. All right. So you gotta know a little bit of metric system going into this. You gotta be familiar with that because we kind of the oddball on the planet where, America was founded by a bunch of weirdos that just wanted to do their own thing, the child that wouldn't cooperate type of thing, So anyway, the minerals for humans and other animals include 13 elements that originate from Earth's soil and are not synthesized by living organisms such as calcium and iron. Micronutrient requirements for animals also include vitamins, which are organic compounds required in microgram or milligram amounts. Since plants are the primary origin of nutrients for humans and animals, some micronutrients may be low in levels and deficiencies can occur when dietary intake is insufficient, as occurs in malnutrition, implying the need for initiatives to deter inadequate micronutrient supply in plant foods, right? So let me go back to the word, where is it? Macronutrients. Boom. Okay. A nutrient is a substance used by an organism to survive, grow, and reproduce, right? The requirement for dietary nutrient intake applies to animals, plants, fungi, and protists. A lot of people ain't even, let me go back for a second. So we got all types of different domains of life. You got animals, plants, fungi, protists. Life is wonderful. Nature is wonderful. Existence is wonderful. All right. I get down with physics as well. I don't really speak too much about it like that, but I really do get down with physics. And that plays a big part in my knowledge base when it comes to all of this too, because I'm looking at things from an atom molecular level as well. And I understand that the human body needs a certain amount of, things to survive. And it's based on your molecular compounds being in the right place to be able to metabolize food in the right way. If your molecular structure is pretty much compromised because you're deciding that you're going to put whatever in your body, yeah, your body's not functioning inside and out the right way, truthfully. So you're going to be compromised from the inside out. So you're not going to do 30 push-ups. You're not going to do 5 push-ups at some point. You're going to need a hover around to move around Walmart and be complaining about things not being on the shelves. So getting back to the bill, nutrients can be incorporated into cells for metabolic purposes or excreted by cells to create non-cellular structures, such as hair, scales, feathers, or exoskeletons. Some nutrients can be metabolically converted to smaller molecules in the process of releasing energy, such as for carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and fermentation products, ethanol or vinegar, leading to end products of water and carbon dioxide. All organisms require water. Again, all organisms require water. Essential nutrients for animals are the energy sources, some of the amino acids, that's a good one to look up, that are combined to create proteins, a subset of fatty acids, vitamins, and certain minerals. I'm gonna stop after these last 2 sentences. Plants require more diverse minerals absorbed through roots, plus carbon dioxide and oxygen absorbed through leaves. Fungi live on dead or living organic matter and meet nutrient needs from their hosts. Okay, go ahead and first of all, stop sharing my screen and should be good now, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll yield the mic.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Man, y'all doing such an excellent job, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking in all the knowledge. Taking it out. I don't know if you got somebody waiting to try to get in the show or not, but I think somebody said they was. I don't know.
Somebody trying to get in the show.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Okay, cool.
Who said that?
Oh wait, I think Vasa was asking if we was building, but I don't know if he in the back waiting.
Yeah, I don't see nobody in the back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So yeah, man, I think it's real big for everybody to eat healthy, exercise, know what they're doing, how they're doing, you know what I mean? Don't punish your body by thinking that you're gonna choose one of these supplement diets. And I say supplement diet with the fact that you got to eat a certain type of a food and take a specific supplement in order for the diet to be effective, right? I don't think that that's proper, and most of us, we tend to look the holistic way when we're trying to diet or lose weight or get our health under control or attend to some type of dysfunction that we may have encountered, or so on and so forth. However, we need to really look at those diets. We really need to look at the perspective. What we do want to do is we want to have some type of herbal involvement in our diet. Not get rid of it. We want to have that type of involvement in our diet, as well as eating healthy and exercising, because it helps aid in strengthening, not boosting, strengthening our immune system. Now, just because you take herbs, you exercise, and you eat healthy does not prevent you from encountering a pathogen. One way or another, if your body's never been introduced to it, it's going to get you too. However, because you've been exercising, because you've been eating healthy, because you've taken herbs and other supplements and things of that nature, it will, and you've been strengthening your immune system, it will help fight and aid you in the assistance of this encounterment with the pathogen. However, it will not prevent you from becoming infected, sick, or otherwise.
Let's give them an example, Shawn. We give them an example. We give them an example of the Indians. The Indians lived. Their diet was pretty good. They hunted the land. They ate fish. They ate vegetables. We know they processed corn. They grew corn. They processed it, and they still were susceptible to smallpox. So there you go.
Yeah. So, I think that's key. And we need to know that, because we think that we're under the impression that herbal remedies are going to solve all things, and that's not the case. People making claims of curing AIDS, herpes, diabetes, certain cancers and all that with herbal treatments. No, that's not it. You may assist your body in feeling a little bit better, but that does not mean that you've cured anything, right? So we don't want to dismiss that. We want to make sure that we are eating healthy, that we are involved in certain type of supplements and herbal treatments, that we are exercising, and that we are strengthening our immune system to fight newly encountered pathogens, or in this instance, viruses, because they're coming, and we want to fend them off. But the only way you do that is by being smart, not ignorant. So, and if you think that some zinc, some hydroxychloroquine, and some other concoction is going to stop you from encountering COVID-19, the virus that's caused by the disease SARS-CoV-2, you are in trouble, because it will beat on you and beat on you and beat on you, because it attacks you through multiple ways. So I think that this show is much needed, because it deals with nutrients, it deals with diets, it deals with exercise, it's promoting good habits, good hygiene, good everything that your body actually needs, time of day to exercise. Is it true, fellas, that we should exercise when the sun is up, or is it okay to exercise when the sun is down? That has also been mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of studies is out there, man. But like my thing is, and this is me personally, it's Sutekh, is do what your body tell you to do. If it's good for you to work early in the morning, do it. If it's good for you to work in the afternoon and you got the availability, do it. If it's good for you to work in the evening after you get off work, do it. If you free, you can work out whenever. T'Challa said he worked out at 1 a.m. If that's what time you got to get it in, get it. As long as you get it in, man, that's all I say. Commit to 30 minutes a day. That's the bare minimum. Just make a commitment to 30 minutes a day. Out of 24 hours, 30 minutes, and just whenever you can get it in, it's good. And then once you do that 30, you're going to boost it to 40, to 45. And before you know it, you're going to be at an hour. So.
Yeah, I definitely, like Sutekh said, I mean, we all live life. We have relationships. You get into it with your mate. I come right in here in this room. I think, matter of fact, my little picture up here on here right now. You know what I'm saying? that wasn't at that 1 o'clock in the morning, but I was right here in this room at 1 o'clock in the morning, right? We call them booty call hours. There's a whole lot that can go down at them hours, right? And if you be responsible with your time, you know what I'm saying? People think, okay, let me stay on topic. With the sun up and sun down, we're working out. That really matters if you're working out outside, personally, from personal experience. Because like Setepenre said, if you focus and you commit, you're going to make sure that he get up 6 o'clock in the morning. The Rock works out at 4 a.m. Okay? So I get it in 1 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 p.m. In fact, when we get off of here, I'm going to do a whole nother hour of 3-minute round drills. And people might think I'm crazy, but there's a reason why I act the way I act and move the way I move, because we got people breaking their houses around here. We got people shooting and rioting and looting around here. And anybody under the sound of my voice can attest to that. Like, yo, you probably smacked some dude in the face the other day for looking at your car too hard. I don't know. Like, stuff go on in the world, and you always got to be prepared and ready. That's a fact. Like, always, bro. You always got to be. It ain't about being a macho man or trying to flaunt. Yeah, I got these hands. No, it ain't. I hope I never have to use them on somebody. You know what I'm saying? In terms of each day I wake up, I feel like, man, I hope I don't have to. I hope it don't come to that point. I hope we can talk things out if I get into an altercation with somebody, because I don't want to lose my life, yet alone my freedom, right? But you need to work out when it's convenient for you, like the brother said, because that's ultimately going to determine if you're going to commit or not. If you don't commit, like Sutekh said, I don't care if the sun is up blazing high noon, you're not going to work out because you ain't committed to. So the number one thing is commitment. And I'm committed to this thing because it's been a lifestyle for me. So sometimes you fall off and you don't work out as much as you want, but you got to make sure, like Shawn said, that you have your immune system strengthened, like your body and everything. You strengthen your body to be able to encounter more things and to build up a resistance. That's what working out is. You're resisting your body against a force. You know, going back to physics, you're resisting a force. Right. And that's what makes it effective. With your immune system, it's resisting forces coming at it all the time. So you have to eat clean in order to have your immune system on par at the base level. And then you can actually function. Anything below the base level, and that's when you start to get the sniffles, you get a little cough, and this and that. And I've worked out plenty of clients who've been sick, sweating out their last little days of being sick. And they're not immune to getting sick because they work out with me or because they ate something, a recipe I suggested. They still got sick, although they trained with me. Working out and eating clean don't make you not get sick. Nothing on this planet can prevent you from getting sick. You're going to get sick at some point in your life from something. I yield the mic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you put the nail in the coffin right there. Does anybody in the chat have any questions? Because I think we almost at about an hour right now, so we don't want to be on here all night. Yeah, we 2 minutes from an hour. So if anybody don't have any questions in the chat, you know, we can pretty much wrap it up. And if y'all like the show, let us know. You know, we can come back and we can get real deep. You know, we just touching the surface right now. We really just touching the surface on this stuff, because I know T'Challa can get deep, and I know I'm gonna go deep as well. So if y'all don't got any questions, man, we can go ahead and wrap it up. Anybody got any final words on the panel? Shawn and Sutekh?
This is a good show, man. I'm actually learning, taking notes. I would like to see y'all go back in on this and go deep. I don't know about anybody else in the chat, but I would, because this was interesting.
It is the end of the show, and Sutekh is supposed to turn his camera on and give us that dub.
We're gonna do that after the show. I ain't gonna put my man on blast like that. But yeah, man, I wanna thank everybody for tuning in. Oh yeah, where the book at, Shawn? Where the book? Hold on, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me cut the.
Yeah, everybody get their pre-orders in for that volume 2, man. Shawn about to go get the book right now. Everybody get your pre-orders in. Sutekh, if you can, put the link in the chat. I know you've been dropping the link in the chat. We getting ready to end the show. Just go ahead and drop it one more time for us. And yeah, man, we appreciate everybody that's been supporting us. I see Lakeisha in the chat. I see Brother Vasa, Brother Zane, Tamika in the chat. That's all I can see in the chat right now. We appreciate everybody that's watching the show. We appreciate everybody that's gonna watch the show. And yeah, man, we might do this again because, like I said, I mean, we can. I know we can go a little further on this this topic right here because it's a broad topic. It's something that there we go. There the books go. There we go. Yeah, everybody get they copies. Get them pre-ordered. Get they copy.
That's the author copy. Let me get that out the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it look real good. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Spears
man.
I was just gonna say spears are flying. Pseudos is definitely crying.
Pseudo's crying.
We in now. KPRT in the building.
But yeah, so I guess we'll do another show on this in the near future. Maybe we can get this popping, this health and nutrition, try to bring some positivity to the community. We ain't trying to debate nobody. We just trying to spread information, man. We trying to keep it real balanced. So yeah, everybody get their copy of that volume 2, man, from Spears to Pens, and if you ain't got volume 1, get your volume 1. You can hit any brother up. Setepenre, you can hit T'Challa, you can hit Kofi, you can hit the brother Chris Marshall up, new member Chris Marshall, shout out Chris. And I was just playing, everybody. Y'all could have got on the show. Y'all ain't had to do 20 push-ups. I made a joke in the chat that said they had to do 20 push-ups. I see ain't nobody show up. So on the next show, y'all expect everybody to be here because yeah, I don't know if they got scared, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all.